staff to respond to your questions if they've got anything for you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Adair Wilson.
Hello everyone.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to thank your road team for providing statistics to the community and the council. It's just a shame they're a little bit of a Donald Trump, not quite relevant to this discussion, actually, and I'm very disappointed in that. In examining some submissions made, I see the fire service do not support the plan due to the harm they believe it will cause. I'm also concerned that the health department statement, which is in support of this plan, does not mention what impact this change will have on the three main agencies that they provide funding to provide health and support services out in the suburbs, and possibly because they don't run these agencies themselves. These agencies, that is Healthcare New Zealand, Nurse Maud and Access Community Health, don't appear to have provided a submission themselves either, which is of concern as they provide support and healthcare services for a considerable number of vulnerable people, and I consider they may be extremely inhibited by the slower speeds in the suburbs, resulting in a reduction in client numbers and in turn an increase in danger or death and serious health implications. I also don't doubt they may not have made a submission because they do receive funding from the health department and they are in support of your proposal. I therefore encourage the council to reach out to them confidentially and ask for their input. There has, on average, only been one death and 8 people hurt on the suburban streets you are planning to reduce the speed limits on every year. That is 5% only of fatal and serious crashes, something your own team forgot to mention. I believe more people than this will end up dead or seriously ill if you proceed with this plan, given the impact on fire and also the 3 health agencies who service the suburbs. What you're proposing here is not actually a harm-free proposal. People driving too fast are already blatantly ignoring the road code but not driving to conditions. They do this because they know there is an extremely low risk of them ever getting held to account for their behaviour. These people are already irresponsible. A new speed sign on suburban streets will not change this. In addition, the police department does not have the resources to patrol 80 roads in the city, which are actually in the suburbs. Their resources are better spent policing main routes where they can help reduce the 95% of all other accidents that are happening out there. That is not to say that I believe the council cannot change driver behaviour and keep communities safer. I believe they can, but not by changing speed limits on the road. I consider better options available to help empower the people of the city who are sick of bad drivers and who feel powerless to do anything about it. Firstly, put metal signs on as many roads as possible, encouraging people to report bad driving behaviour using the Community Road Watch page on the New Zealand Police website. Although drivers reported here will not get issued a ticket, they will get a letter from the police and have to realise their bad driving is now on record at the police database and will stay on that database against their name for all time. And I double-checked that with the police yesterday. These letters also advise people what the correct road rule is and act as an educational tool on how to drive safely. If the council promotes and advertises this service and the community gets on board and regularly reports bad drivers, they will have to realise their behaviour is not acceptable to other road users, and the police are now aware of them even though they have not been issued with a ticket. I consider this would act as a far more effective wake-up tool for many and ultimately help reduce the road toll across the whole city without the need for speed reductions in suburbs and the harm that may well end up causing. In addition, I would also encourage the council to petition the government to require people who renew their licence every 10 years to resit their theory test and obtain a pass before they can renew their licence. I'm suggesting this because in the 45 to 60 year age group, and hold on a minute, hold this up, drivers feature increasingly, I might add that's that second hump, in the fatal and seriously high crash statistics. As time passes, knowledge fades and bad habits start becoming the norm. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that is the official stats from the Waka Kataris. Oh, well. Yep. Is that the right way? Fair to say the police don't necessarily regularly advertise this. The letters are sent out from HQ in Wellington, so it doesn't tie up your local police resources. But it does stay on people's records. If the cops ever pull somebody up, that person is either in a crash, they call out that person's name, they will see all the community bad driving reports against their name. That is a far better deterrent than telling people to read a sign when they're not going to read it anyway.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Adair. That's great. And thanks for putting the time in to prepare your props. Can I welcome